Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining me here. My name's Kristen. This is the Dahlia Sewciety where I talk about all things creating your own handmade wardrobe. Today I've got my February makes, so I hope you're going to enjoy what I have to show you. I had quite a lot there, some new pattern releases, and then quite a few things I haven't shown you yet, as well as some old favorites that I've remade again too. If you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you could do that because I'm heading towards the 15k mark, so that's really exciting. So let's get stuck into what I've made for February. It was a very warm month here in Melbourne, here in Australia. It's been incredibly warm. And apparently the whole La Nina kind of thing with the weather being humid and wet. It's been one of the wettest summers we've had. And it's probably why a lot of the flowers are kind of flowering really late or back to front. With our magnolia tree, we actually had leaves and flowers at the same time, which is just unheard of. So some strange things happening with the old environment at the moment. But yeah, with the warm weather, I wanted some practical things to wear. I made one of my favorite tops from Pattern Emporium, which is a Hello Gorgeous top I'm wearing at the moment. I've got some beautiful, really lovely quality jerseys, cotton jerseys from Wattle Hill Fabrics. I ended up making myself, I think, 4 different t-shirt style tops because I love wearing these with skirts and with jeans throughout the warmer weather. They're really lovely to wear. They breathe really nicely. They wash well as well. So this Hello Gorgeous has got that beautiful puff kind of sleeve. I wanted some basic kind of colors to wear back with printed skirts, and this is the above elbow. There are different, there's either the at elbow, above elbow, or 3/4 bishop sleeve length. And I've gone for the lower square neck, which is kind of a little bit of a scoop to it. But once you've made one of these, very, very easy to make. You must make sure you put your notches in the right spots, especially on your neck bands. That way it will line up really nicely. But yeah, did this one in a size 14, made it just that length that I like, which is just on the hip line. I love to be able to tuck this in as well. But I really love how this has come up and love the khaki colour. It's a great colour for heading on into autumn as well. Now, I also made, I think this is the Endless Summer, pretty sure. I'll pop it up so you can see exactly what pattern this is. This colour is a really lovely, it's kind of an aubergine, maybe not quite that dark. It's got a nice kind of burgundy Merlot kind of colour to it. The same kind of fabric, the cotton jersey from Wattle Hill Fabrics. It's not too low that you're going to sort of have everything gaping, but I really love these t-shirt tops for wearing with skirts. Interchanging them is great. So there's 2 Pattern Emporium tops. All of these patterns will be linked below as well. If you're interested in any, you can click on and have a look. I do have affiliate links on some of them. The other Pattern Emporium ones I've made are black and a rust colour was the Time Out Tank. These have been my saviour when it's really, really warm. Oh my goodness, I love these. I especially like to wear them with a strapless bra. I find that the racer back bras for me, although they look great because they hide the strap, they tend to give me, I don't know if any of you guys had the same problem, they tend to give me shoulder headaches. They press on a certain point here on my shoulders. I don't know if it's a pressure point or what, but I'll get a lot of shoulder and headaches when I wear those racerback style bras. With a normal bra I'm fine, so I'll tend to wear these with a strapless bra, and they can be very uncomfortable. And a little trick I have actually got is if you go and purchase a little bra extender from a bra or lingerie shop, you can add that onto your strapless bra to give you a bit more room, a bit more comfort at the back, because if you're like me, after the 2 lockdowns, a lot of the bras just didn't fit anymore. Didn't want to wear them. So yeah, it makes a strapless bra a bit more comfy to wear. So I love the Time Out tanks. They're great practical little tops. They're also fantastic for workout wear as well, as layering under a nice blazer or denim jacket. They give a really lovely shape. And they are a very, very flattering top on, so I can highly recommend them. So the black and the rust have been invaluable in the wardrobe for the warmer months. Don't forget, you can also get the dress in that Time Out Tank version style cutout tank dress from Pattern Emporium. If you like the look of that but wanted to make a dress in it, the dress is fantastic as well. And one of my most favorite makes for February was my brand new Sorrento skirt from Starlight Patterns. This is such a lovely shape on. I know you can't really see the ruffle because of the way the print is, but it's got like a 2-layered kind of ruffle at the bottom. The way you cut it out is a little bit more unusual as well. I'll put some pics in of that. But it's got a really nice flat kind of waistband, which is elastic, but not too much gathering and bulk around the middle section, which is what I like, because I find that too much gathering and, bulk around the midsection just does me no favors at all. I like a nice, more flat front, streamlined skirt with the swishiness at the bottom. A nice wide elastic, a great way of putting the elastic on as well. The instructions weren't too bad. They weren't too difficult for this. And the skirt is, it's kind of on a midi length, so not a maxi skirt, but a really lovely length as well. Love this so much. My mum went ahead and made one for herself. She really loved it too. So I made the size 14 in the Sorrento skirt, but I would really love to see that skirt in a plain bold color just to highlight the frills around the bottom. I think you can also do the fluted frilly bits in a different print. If you want to do mix and matching a print, you could quite easily do that, as even maybe putting some lace on the bottom. Or I would even think about extending the shape of this skirt without the frills on the bottom and just having it streamlined like an A-line style skirt too. But this was some lovely leopard print rayon from Spotlight. And it was, it sewed up really nice. It's one of the things I've worn so much this month. And I think I will definitely be able to take that through with me to winter to have with boots and maybe a little cropped biker style jacket or a little turtleneck black sweater. So I really enjoy making Starlight patterns. I know a lot of people say their instructions are very sparse, but once you've made some of their patterns, you'll realize how well they are drafted and how beautifully they fit on the body. And there's a lot of the patterns too from Starlight that I would love to revisit after having them for a couple of years, not making any more. The Jules tunic, I want to make another one of those too. So Sorrento skirt was a firm favorite of mine from February. The next was one that actually surprised me, and I know you all loved, and that's the Horton's blouse from Fiber Mood. This really surprised me because it's way out of my kind of styling, my comfort zone. I think with that high neck, it's not something I'd choose very often, but I think having a delicate fabric and having the shirring, that was such a big conversation on the comments on that. If you haven't seen all the remarks and all the different ways people say it, there's shirring, shearing, and shearing. There's all different ways, and a lot of people have said the Aussies say it this way and the Americans say it that way and people in the UK say it one way, but then a lot of the Australian people are kind of debating on the way it was said. Maybe they've had parents that have said it one way and teachers that have said it another. So I'm sticking with shearing. I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with that because shearing is for sheep, apparently. So that's what I've been told. But yeah, go ahead and check out the comments on that episode. It's quite interesting just to see all the differences. But in the end, the gathered elastic method, starting with an S, has come together really nice in this kind of a lyrics round fabric, and with that detail around the sleeve, it just made it so delicate and beautiful on a classic style blouse. I've got some cotton double gauze to make a cream version. I really love it. Check out Fiber Mood magazine if you haven't sewn from them before. You can either download the PDF patterns on their online store, or now that Cloth Edit Gabrielle has got physical, if you want a physical copy of the mag, you can buy them from her store as well. And don't forget, if you have got the physical mag and you're using the patterns and tracing them off, you need to add on your seam allowance. It does say in the pattern instructions, it does remind you to do that, but a lot of people have forgotten to do that in the past and made things that have been too small for them. With the PDF patterns that you get online, they have the seam allowance section on there as well. So you can either cut it out with a seam allowance or without it. So I personally love to have seam allowance. It's not something I want to have to think about adding it on, but I know a lot of the older style patterns will tell you to add a seam allowance. But yeah, just be mindful of that and check your instructions. Really have a good read through. Make sure you're following the patterns correctly. But the Fiber Mood Hortons can also be made in a dress as well. So I think that would be a beautiful dress to have for autumn winter. Now, the brand new pattern release of the month, the big pattern release was from Pattern Emporium, was the Field of Dreams dress. I made 4 versions of this. I've already worn them heaps. The only one I haven't worn is the really dressy, the most beautiful one, the boho version with the lace, because I haven't been out anywhere that special to wear it. But I've worn this version lots. A lot of people have commented about the underarm being quite low. It is quite a low cut out under the arm, but you can quite easily lift up that spaghetti strap to whatever line you like. It shouldn't hit the neck. So remember that if you are lifting it up so high that you want to raise that cutout bit and you're lifting the square neckline up too high, you're going to really affect the style lines of the pattern. So be mindful of that. I know that Kate has intended it to be that you can do, tied straps, you can do thick straps, thin straps, you can do the button front, you can do the top version, which I'd made in a broderie onglet from Lincraft, a little fluted hem on the bottom. But I love the rayon in that one. It's one that I wore lots through that really warm month, and I used just the top tier to lengthen with a little ruffle on the bottom. You can do the button front version, which I had added on the little frill from the shoulder that was in addition on there. I added it onto the top of the bust, and it really, I think, set it off beautifully, made it a vintage style pattern. The nice shell buttons you can actually showcase on the button front option as well. You can do the V-neck front or the square neck front. And the V-neck one I've done in the beautiful trading crepe fabric. And I added the lace on. It was from Darn Cheap Fabrics just to give it that little bit of something special. But I think with the fluted kind of shoulder piece, the lace really works well. It's really nice and soft. And don't forget you have different back options. You've got the elastic back or just the straight back. I find the elastic back for me works the best because after wearing them all, saying that, this one is fantastic because it's just really nice and loose and swishy. But if you're wanting to have the bodice that's easiest to fit, I would say the elastic back works really well. If you're like me and you have like narrow shoulders or sloping shoulders, it tends to keep it on the shoulders a lot nicer. But yeah, definitely need to wear this one. Need to go out to show it off. So love that pattern release. Field of Dreams. It really a lot of you guys loved it too, and I think it'll be great for people layering for heading on into either their trans-seasonal time of year, their autumn or their spring. So I'd love to hear what your favourite make of the month was there. If you could write it down below, that'd be fantastic because I do love reading all your comments and I try to get back to you when I can. And I know I'm trying to make sure that I bring these episodes out, even though you may have seen some things. I like to show you other things that I've made in the month that you may not have seen. So these great little staple tops are fantastic from Pattern Emporium too. So if you've enjoyed the episode, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. That would be fantastic. I'd love to hear what you're sewing at the moment too. So please write in the comments below. But for the meantime, take care, happy sewing. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.